Hi, so it's Dr. Chris and Dr. Sanya. We wanted to jump on and just talk a little bit very quickly about immune supports. So a lot of our families, a lot of our patients have already been sick this fall, and it's important to put in both preventative supports and also if you've been sick to rebuild your immune system, make sure your glutathione status is up, your vitamin D is replenished. So we put in our favorite immune supports in here, and I'm just going to kind of pick a few that we're going to talk about.
Oh wait, and all of this is not you still need medical advice. We're not giving you advice. We're just kind of teaching you about kind of what we do with our patients and what we do at home.
Yeah, this is for information purposes, not treatment, but many of you folks have immune protocols from us. So it's just a reminder that every fall you want to get on the supports that we previously recommended, or reach out to us and we can give you either an updated protocol or a new protocol if you don't have one. We do have acute appointments. Not everyone knows that. If you're sick, you can book a 15-minute either in person on some days or over the phone or Zoom. It's important to also see your physician if you're sick, but natural supports are often really, really helpful to prevent illness, to prevent the severity of your illness, and to help you get better quicker, and to prevent those longer post-infection issues, which are often due to nutrient deficiencies. And that's why I think this is so important. So the first one I chose is NAC. That might be backwards for you guys, but N-acetylcysteine is one of our favorites. N-acetylcysteine is a very safe supplement. It's been studied in children. It is the rate limiting step to making glutathione. Glutathione runs our body in terms of being a master antioxidant, and it's essential for lung health. So it's really good for during colds and flus, after colds and flus. It's one of my favorite for my kids. Krissa, any
Yeah.
N-acetylcysteine?
It's mucolytic, so it's the first thing we think about with a chronic cough, like a long-term cough that won't end. It's the first thing we think about, and it's the first thing I do in my house when the stuffy nose starts. We want to dry up that mucus. Then N-acetylcysteine is what we go to.
Nice. Okay, next one, vitamin D. Something I always say to my families is if you want to use vitamin D in your body, it's like your swimming pool or like someone else's swimming pool. You need to fill up the pool in order to use it. So you can't swim in a pool without water. And if your vitamin D is too low, your immune system can't use it. So you need to fill it up, which potentially means a loading dose, or getting your vitamin D checked is always a great idea from your physician or your naturopath. And making sure your vitamin D is up is essential, particularly for Canadians, because many of us are deficient.
Vitamin
Uh,
D is antiviral, and you can definitely do it. You can load up on it. So you could do it once a week instead of doing it every day. If you forget, you could then take a week's dose. And always think about sort of, December, January, February, March as where you're going to be more low in vitamin D because of the sun piece.
Yep, and you're going to be lower after an infection, or even during stress. And for my kids and many of my families that I've already spoke with about their vitamin D status, is at the first sign of illness, I'm giving a higher dose, which is often very safe, and it's a great way to short circuit the illness. Okay, one of your favorite, Chris, so I'll let you talk about this, is the, oh wait, I have it here, tusiflorin. There we go, thyme.
This guy. So this guy is it talks about being a cough syrup, but the main ingredient is thyme, and it doesn't it's in a glycerin base, and so it is nice for kids because it's not delicious, but kids can do it. It's one of those things that you use as an acute. My kids are sick, they're really sick, it's in the middle of the night, what do I do? So you can dose this quite high, and because thyme is antiviral and antibacterial both, it can be one of those things we use as an aggressive killer. So I like it if my kids are getting sick back to back to back to back to do it as an ongoing kind of fall plan. If the kids are having a good year, then I will use it just when they're super sick.
Yeah, and it doesn't taste bad. We used it last week for my youngest. It's a great one to have. And I've talked to my patients about having a part of your dispensary at home, like an immune support, right? So when my kids are sick, I have an area with all of these that I can use, whether it's a respiratory concern or sinuses or some other concern, right? And as a naturopath, I still take my kids to the doctor all the time. I love the physician to take a look, and then if it's appropriate to be treated naturopathically, we do. If not, we may do or need something like an antibiotic. And then it's important to clean up after, right? With something like probiotics. That's a question we get all the time. If you do need to be on antibiotics, let's make sure you're on a nice, appropriately strong probiotic after, keeping in mind that the immune system in our gut has 400 trillion microbes, right? So 10 billion, these supplements have 10 billion, it's a drop in the bucket. So if you've been sick or you've been on an antibiotic or even multiple antibiotics, it's really important to replenish. And there's actually special formulas for that, which is pretty neat. Anything to add, Chris?
No, just that probiotics, research wise, are shown to reduce the frequency of illness and reduce the duration and the severity.
Amazing. Another one of our favorites is Immunophore. I designed this product after learning more about zinc ionophores. We've got a newsletter coming out. You might be watching this from the newsletter link. And Immunophore basically has zinc plus zinc ionophores, which allow zinc and get zinc into the cell. So in conditions or situations where there's inflammation, whether it's from infection or you already have an inflammatory concern, it's really hard for zinc to get inside the cell. So the zinc ionophores allow zinc to get into the cell, significantly increasing intracellular zinc. And then zinc is important for 200 enzymatic reactions. It also stops the replication of viruses and bacteria.
Yeah. Our families have really enjoyed the Immunophore. It's been around for now 2 years, no, a year and a half. 2 years?
Yeah, I think it was August 2020.
20, yeah, so 2 years. So
Yeah.
we've really used it in our practice a lot and found it's fantastic as that first aid response.
Yeah, even for loss of taste and smell, hair loss, some of the post, lung stuff that we're seeing post-infection. So that's a great one. Another one of our favorites, vitamin A, which is also in the cod liver oil.
I like vitamin A. It's antiviral. It's aggressively antiviral. It's also important in immune system status. So it's almost like the targeting piece. You know, if you want to kill an immune system or kill a virus or a bacteria, you need to target it. And vitamin A is very much involved with that. So if you don't have any vitamin A, you can't target and kill things. So as an antiviral killer and actually antiparasitic, it has amazing ability to stabilize the immune system and then kind of finish off that kill.
Yeah, and antifungal and antiparasitic, because the natural killer cells in our body basically run on vitamin A. So, families who have chronic infections like Lyme or co-infections, pandas, PANS, you may be running low on vitamin A anyway. So if you keep picking up illness after illness, which we heard last spring, like we heard people getting gastroenteritis, then hand, foot, mouth, and then they were getting COVID. So our immune system is like a battery. We need to charge it up, and see, these are some of the most important things that we use to charge it. What do you think? You want to do a couple more, or should we end?
Let's do one more. Grab one more. No, we're gonna do
Echinacea.
We're gonna do Echinacea. I like Echinacea because it's again, it's a nice killer. It is an immune system stabilizer, and it's great to use as a first aid. It is, however, in the ragweed family. So just keep in mind, if your family has ragweed allergies, it is a part of that. So don't make things worse by putting it in. Those that do not have a ragweed allergy, it's a fantastic as a first aid and even a preventative piece.
Yeah, so a lot of the pandas families I have on Echinacea at the first sort of sign of illness or even throughout the season, just because they do, like you said, it regulates. So if your immune system is upregulated, autoimmune, it'll help regulate it, bring it into more normal functioning. If it's lower, it'll also bring it up into a more regular ability to function. So that's a little bit of just a quick immune chat. So I hope you guys are all looking after yourselves, outside of supplements, eating well. Vegetables are like a seatbelt or a bike helmet. We have to have them, even though kids don't like them. That's the way our body replenishes a lot of their nutrients. Just exercise, laughter, try and turn off your social media and get some breaks from all that crazy chaos going on in the world. But big hugs to everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. We're going to try and jump on and do a few more of these over the next couple months.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye.